Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and what I got for you today is a neat new little airplane. This is the FX818 Pterosaur from FX818. I can't pronounce that right. Somebody will correct me here in the future. But what's neat about this is another inexpensive starter aircraft for new flyers who might want to learn how to fly aircraft. You know, moving on from quadcopters and drones to aircraft. This is a two-channel flyer. And what I mean by two-channel flyer, it just has throttle control, and it can turn right and left. To go up and down, you have to increase the throttle, and it'll climb, and to come back down, decrease the throttle. In other words, there is no elevators control on this. There is no rudder on this. There are no ailerons on this. It's strictly controlled by thrust of the motors and differential thrust of the motors for turning the airplane. The airplane includes a 300 milliamp hour battery inside of here that you can either recharge via white low-C connector. It uses white low-C. I think even 350s might fit in there. It'll be a little snug, but 300 is about the biggest you're going to get in there. But other than that, it can also be charged in the field using its controller via this little charging port here. So you can charge it while you're out in the field. I would recommend using a power bank instead of using the charger, the batteries in the charger. That would charge it much more quickly. Additionally, as we see attached on the wing, this has very bright LEDs for night flying. So if you're into night flying of these little airplanes, this is your pick. This lights up very well at night. I was surprised how bright these little LEDs are. So all in all, that's the airplane itself. Let's go over the controller. Controller's basic. You just have throttle and you have rudder, or yaw control actually, since there's no rudder. This controls the differential thrust on the motors for turning left or turning right, and of course throttle for going up and down. And you can adjust the trim of your yaw with this little control here. And also this is your on-off button, and it does have a USB port on the side for charging the airplane in, out in the field. It uses a total of 6 batteries, so that's the extra 2 batteries are there for helping to charge it in the field. But again, I would recommend considering a power bank. So let's give a flight of the Pterosaur. Is that right? Pterosaur. And see how it flies. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Okay, the battery's been inserted. I'm going to turn on the on-off switch now, and there are those lights. Let's see if you can see that, folks. Look how bright those things are. Multiple colors, Christmassy actually looking. So let's put it on the ground. We're going to see if we can do a ground takeoff from the dirt. Turning on the transmitter and binding it, and we're bound to the transmitter. Let's see if we can actually take off from the dirt. Here we go. Yes, it can. Obviously, I have to put some trim on that. It was turning to the right quite a bit, so let's put some left trim on it. Well, each of these has been pretty hard landing, but it's still in one piece. Looks good as new. Let's give it another shot. I'm steering with little bumps. Reducing the throttle now, because it climbs very quickly, folks. Reducing the throttle even more. It's gliding now, folks. This thing could probably stay in the air quite a long time, because it is a good glider. I'll give you that. Gliding very well. I don't have, I'm just using the momentary pushes of the throttle to turn it. Don't want to come down. Must be a little, oh yeah, there's a little lip there at the edge of the field here that it's staying up with. So yeah, if you got a gentle breeze or gentle wind off of a little lippy ridge, this will stay up a long time. I'm getting the hang of it now. A little more throttle to get it up there again. I'm just doing left turns here because I don't want to go too far out. I don't know what the range of this thing is. Went through the sun again. Let's see if I can make a right turn now. Cutting back on the throttle. Going through the sun again. So yeah, we finally get it going. Trying left turns now. Actually, let's get a little lower here so you can see it, folks. It's pretty darn high. Cutting back on the throttle. Just gliding it now. It glides very, very well. You know, if you got a ridge line with an updraft on a ridge lift off of a ridge line, you wouldn't even need the motors to fly this, or you just need the motors to turn it. You could probably stay aloft quite a long time with this thing, because I got the motors off right now and I'm just using the motors to steer it. It's not coming down. Just amazing how well this thing glides. I'm just doing ovals over this edge of this field. It's just staying up there, folks. Okay, flying out of range. And it's stuck up in a tree. Well, that was a good glider once I got it up there. Let's see if I can fly it down. Hold on. Using its throttle. Oh, I just got it up even more. Oh, unfortunately, folks, it don't look like this one's going to come down from up there. Sorry, Pterosaurs.